goats and global goals, small livestock and big impact. So this is a kind of a topic which is outside the box. There are total 17 sustainable development goals given by the United Nations, and we will be going and we will be dwelling into that how goats, a small livestock, can create big impact for achieving these sustainable development goals. So we are knowing that the goat is having a very ancient human association, and it is among early companions in the domestications. First domestication has taken place around 10,000 years before today, and that was from the western Iran, and wild Bezor goats were there. After that, center of domestication has taken place, and different part of the world has been involved in this, and multiple domestication event has taken place. And in Asiatic countries, now the goat population is much more higher. We are ranking number two in the goat population. It is actually vital for the human subsistence, and goats are providing milk, meat, fiber, and manure. There is nothing which is generated from the goat that is considered as waste. Everything is useful. It is having good adaptability and resilience. Goats can thrive in arid, semi-arid, and mountainous regions, making them ideal for sustainable farming. And the genetic diversity is a lot of there, and it is being preserved in the nature. That is for the adaptability purpose. Now we are moving ahead towards our today's topic. There are total 17 sustainable development goals given by the United Nations member country. These goals are supposed to be achieved by 2030, and they were proposed in 2015, right? Which are the goals and how these goals can help us to achieve at all the levels, we will discuss today in a brief. So these are the total 17 goals. The first one, that is no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being of the people, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation, affordable and clean energy, decent work and economic growth, industry, innovation and infrastructure, reduce inequalities, sustainable cities and communities, responsible consumption and production, climate action, life below water, life on land also, peace, justice, and strong institutions, partnership for the goals. These are total 17 goals. We will check one by one. Many of the goals are directly related to goat farming. They are strongly in accordance with the goat farming. Many, just like goal number 16 and 17, are not much more related because it is related to peace and justice. Otherwise, all 15 goals are more or less connected with goat farming. We will discuss one by one. The first one, that is no poverty. So this is for the ending the poverty in all its forms everywhere. So we are knowing that goat, that is considered as a very dynamic animal, and it is invariably referred as poor man's cow. There are many reasons why it is being referred as poor man's cow, because it is requiring a very low input, right? Our main aim is here to go for zero grazing. But if it is not possible, is if intensification is not possible, they can live on the nearby shrubs. High output in terms of milk, meat, fiber. It is invariably providing good quality of nutrition to the rearers, whether it is vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Source of food and income. It is like automated teller machine, ATM. It is giving milk all the day, anytime we can milk it. even in marketable age, it can easily be sold because it does not have any kind of religious taboo to be consumed in any kind of community. So it is easily being sold. So it is like ATM, very easy to rear. There is no requirement of extra sophistication for rearing the animal, and it is very easily adapted to harsh environment, especially heat stress, and in drought condition also it can strive in better way than other livestock. When we go for the and talk about the productivity in livestock, it is impossible to go for better productivity without best kind of reproduction. I am from Gujarat. I am here now showing a slide that is from my own university, that is Kamdenu University. There is one farm affiliated to it. And today's guest of honor, Dr. M. Islam sir, is head of the unit. He has observed that in his Pasupalan Sansodan Kendra, Ramna Muwada, he has observed quadruplets in Surti goats. It is kind of common behavior in all the goats. They are either going for twinning. Triplicates are also common. Here we have observed one case of quadruplets. So better productivity, better reproduction, and this is how it is very sustainable. We will again be going to see that how goat farming can help in alleviation of poverty, and how it will give economic sustainability, low investment, high return. As we have already discussed, it requires minimum inputs, resilient to disease, so healthcare cost is very low. Even in drought condition, also it can sustain and survive, and it is making this animal to be ideal for lower income and high risk areas like mountains and everywhere. It is a very suitable animal to be reared. Now, woman led economic empowerment. Mostly, when we refer this goat livestock, mainly the woman empowerment comes in the picture invariably, because women are often managing these goats and retain control over the income, allowing them to meet household requirements and contribute significantly to the rural livelihoods. Inclusive and flexible livelihood resource. So goat can be managed by all family members, having very few cultural restriction, and are suitable for regions with limited access to preservation of market. Pathway for gender equality and development, involving women in good production, enhance food security. Everyone gets ample amount of food required for the sustainability, food security, increase yield, and foster economic growth in vulnerable communities. This is how directly it is impacting that it is providing source of income for the employment and financial security, especially for small holder farmers, women, and marginalized farmers and communities. Why? Because goats are requiring low investment and it is giving high return. So it is how it will help in achieving first SDG, that is no poverty. Now the second one, that is zero hunger. Uh, India, that is ranking 105th among all the participants country, and many of the Asiatic and our so-called poor kind of image having countries are having better hunger index than that of us. It may be politically influenced, but again, when we are seeing the matrices, we are supposed to accept this because globally it is mentioned. We will be going to talk that how this will help in achieving zero hunger. First, we have to understand that hunger is of two types. Macronutrient deficiency is also there. That is having unbalanced ration, required carbohydrate, protein, fat requirements cannot be fulfilled. That is because of macronutrients. And micronutrient deficiencies are also there. That is very more common. For example, the requirement of iron, zinc, and the vitamin D, vitamin A is really very low. But if it is not met, it will lead to either anemia or stunted growth, and this will lead to the prone of the person to the diseases. So this is how the zero hunger in required calories as well as required micronutrients are supposed to be met. We will see how goods will help. Good supports all the four pillars of food security, that availability, access, utilization, and stability of goat milk and meat, especially in region prone to poverty, drought, and conflict, because they are more vulnerable for the hunger. It is providing good amount of food source and stabilizes food security for them. Improved child and infant nutrition, because in this age group the nutrient requirement is higher and prudent management is supposed to be done. Resilience in vulnerable regions, offering reliable source for food in countries having low income, for example sub-Saharan Africa, South Asia, where we are falling in South Asia, and the Middle East. Affordable and healthy food source, we will be going to see the extra nutritional benefits of the goat products. So it is not only providing the energy, but it is also providing some of the important nutraceuticals. And this is how the goat's milk is very much suitable for consumption. Now, benefits of goat milk. It is having better digestibility because of the smaller fat globules. It is naturally homogenized milk. Hypoallergic properties, because the alpha S1 protein, casein protein, is less in this, so that is majorly responsible for allergic reaction in human beings. So it is hypoallergic because the amount is less here. Immune and developmental benefits, because it is rich in conjugated linoleic acid. Low lactose content, so lactose intolerant people can also have this. And it is already naturally low FODMAP product, because it is having lesser amount of fermentable oligomono and polyols sugars, so it will reduce the bloating and related issues in the stomach. It is having high mineral bioavailability. It is having a good source of vitamin A, and nutritional securities in low meat diets can be achieved, because many of the people, they are not having meat in their regular staples, right? So goat milk is a good solution for them. Now, the good health is the requirement of each and everyone nowadays. We are following the era of one health. We are taking care of not only human beings, related to animals. We, most of the participants today are either farmers or veterinarians, paravets, related to livestock production. So we are taking care of animals. Along with that, we have to think about the sustainability of the planet, and this is how understanding these 17 sustainable goals today will help us. So good health and well-being is a requirement of today's era. So goat milk is helping to achieve this by three ways and means. The first thing is goat milk, it itself is having medicinal properties and support nutrition and immune health. The second one, the goat ownership improves household diet and reduce malnutrition. The rearers of the goat are having ample amount of milk and meat then after, so that they can consume it, and then nutritional securities can be fulfilled. So malnutrition related health issues can be alleviated, and the goats can be integrated into therapeutic nutritional programs. We will see that. So this is how the proteins, whey, everything that come together as from the goat milk, and that goat milk, when it is going under microbial fermentation and enzymatic hydrolysis, so they will be providing peptides, giving some health benefits to the consumer, that is anti-inflammatory, hypocholesterolemic activity, anti-steatosporotic activity, antioxidative activity, antimicrobial activity, anti-hypertensive activity, and anti-diabetic activity. Along with that, anti-cancerous activity. So here I have mentioned the things along with the sources. Cytomodulatory effect is also there because of the casinophospholipeptides. Increased mineral bioavailability, for example, the minerals like selenium, zinc, and copper from the goat milk when it is fed to rodents, that the mineral bioavailability was higher than that of the rodents fed with cow milk. Anti-inflammatory activity. This reduces gut inflammation and assists in healing of the injured digestive epithelium. Many of the evidences here are from the laboratory animals. Prebiotic and anti-pathogenic effect because of the presence of oligosaccharide in the milk of goat. Enhance mineral uptake because the meal rich in goat's milk reduce anemia and increased iron storage in key tissues in rats, rodents. Energy providing effect essential for metabolic processes because cholesterol, both bile acid and vitamin D use as biochemical precursor, DNA production, lipid transfer, and cell division. Everywhere it is helping. Cell protection activity, antagonistic and agonistic activity towards opioid peptides, like those found in beta and alpha casein, are recognized for their antagonism and agonistic effects. Hypocholesterolemia, it is reducing the cholesterol, so it reduces the amount of cholesterol in the blood and tissue and prevents the occurrence of stroke. Immunomodulatory effect. Naturally grazing goats are having access to many of the jadi booties, medicinal plants. When they are consuming it, it is invariably going to be secreted in milk when it is being consumed. The health benefits being imparted to the consumer. Anti-appetizing effect because of the cholecystokinin that is being synthesized, both influenced by the overall amount of whey protein in the food. So appetite that is being suppressed because of this, and whosoever is suffering from obesity can also take help of this goat milk. Anti-hypertensive and immunostimulating effect is there. Angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors are already there. It is the repetition of part 2017. Anti-carcinogenic effect. Calcium binding casein phosphates are there, and it is imparting anti-carcinogenic activity. Antioxidant properties there. Increased in overall nutrition, because when we talk about the mineral, because that is the major culprit for the hidden hunger. Everyone is seeing the particular person fit and fine, but when we go for testing the B12 level or the anemia is there, and all these kind of problems are generally being observed because of the deficiency of microminerals. And the micromineral content is also very good in goat milk. Along with that, the availability of the micromineral is also good. Promotional growth factors are also there. Epidermal growth factor is observed in goat milk. Along with that, the human epidermal growth factor is also observed in goat milk. Absorption of fat is very easily being done because it is already naturally homogenized milk. Many of the properties we have discussed, antiviral properties is also being observed from this goat milk, especially in SARS-CoV virus 2, SARS coronavirus 2 also. It is showing antiviral property. Goat milk is showing antiviral property. And interleukin 6 and this kind of compound are found in goat milk, and this is how it will help in managing COVID-19. Many, the list is very big. We are having some time limitation. I am just displaying the slide. Now the third one, that it can be used as biopharmaceutical machines. So bioengineering can be done in goat. The FDA has approved the first drug that is being produced from goat's milk. The name is etrine, antithrombin. That is kind of protein that is being secreted in goat's milk, that is extracted, and that is given to human beings. So this can be also possible because the goat is a very dynamic. Reproduction rate is also very less. Means reproduction is also very nice. All are good, so it is making this animal favorable for bioengineering at the farm level. Quality education, when we are having a sufficient amount of income in the family, it will invariably help us to go for having better education at rural level. For example, increased household income is there. Selling goat milk, meat, live animal help families to go for having affordability to pay school fees, uniforms, books, and transportations. Financial independence for women because women are empowered by having this goat farming. Reduced child labor with goats as a steady income source, child are less likely to go for work and more likely to attend the schools. Support for girl child education. Income stability allows families to educate girls instead of early marriage. Educational incentive program, some community program like goat ownership with school attendance incentivizations, this is observed in the abroad. We can also go for this kind of activity, so it will promote the education in the ladies especially, and promotes vocational and agricultural training. So by attending these trainings, they will be able to get the targeted education, and they can go for better farming practice for the goats. Now, gender equality, achieving gender equality and empower all women and girls, that is our goal for going for sustainable development. So here the aspects are like economic empowerment by selling and managing the control over goat products. Financial decision making, income from goat farming enhances women's bargaining power in household financial decision because she is having overall control on it. Asset ownership, goats are a low investment asset for women and can own independently, building financial security. Government is also running many schemes for encouraging the people to go for goat ownership. This will undoubtedly help to go for achieving the gender equality. Entrepreneurial opportunities, women-led goat enterprises and self-help groups can also be made, and it will help in better dairy processing and production of goat milk products. That will promote rural entrepreneurship, and value-added products will invariably going to give women's associated with the farming, work-life balance, social recognition because successful women goat farmers again gain respect in the families and communities, improving social status in the society. Access to training and networks, improved livelihood resilience, because women use income from goat for health, nutrition, and education, creating a ripple effect for family well-being. When a woman is literate, woman is empowered, it is invariably bound that she will be going to give better to the families of her own. So woman empowerment, that is very much essential, and this is how goat farming will help in empowering the woman. In many rural societies, women are primary caretaker of goat, that we are knowing. In India the same kind of scenario is being observed. Goat farming empowers women economically and socially, helping them to gain decision making power in the household. When this kind of decision making power is being observed in the woman empowerment is really true. Now, the water, clean water is a concern nowadays. Ensuring the availability and sustainability in management of water and sanitation is a responsible move. How we can achieve? Because in goat, requirement of water as such is very less. Goat farming uses less water than that of cattle farming. An integrated farming system with goat can promote better waste management and composting, indirectly contributing to sanitation. First, directly using less water, and second, indirectly because it is requiring less amount of water for the sanitation purposes. In this picture, we can see that the animals are grazing here, there, whether it is intensive or in grazing condition. They are invariably going for defecation in the land, and livestock rearing is observed mainly in the places where the water bodies are nearby. So they are going for defecation, and invariably they are adding some of the pathogens, phosphorus and nitrogen in the water. Pathogens, we know that E. coli is one of the indicator organism of fecal contamination. Along with the Clostridium is also there. Many many organisms are being found in the dung of an animal, and many of them are pathogenic. We know that one spoonful of soil, I am saying soil, is having more amount of bacteria than that of the total world's population. Actually, it is not considered as one of the richest source. The dung is having more diversity and more amount of pathogens in the same, right? So it is a major concern. The phosphorus and nitrogen, when that is being added in the water, so this will go for, and this will leading for the enriched nutrition in the water. And when the nutritional content in water is enriched, especially nitrates, it will lead to eutrophication, and it will again create a problem for the marine life inside the water. Factors helping less water pollution because of the goat farming are low manure output compared to large livestock. Dry pelleted sap droppings reduces leaching of the pathogens and nutrients inside the water. Minimal wastewater generation during housing and milking. Pasture-based system reduced confined waste accumulation. Less use of chemical feeds and veterinary drugs. Small herd size make wastewater management very easy, and no need for manual lagoons, reducing overflow risk. Now we are supposed to talk on the seventh sustainable goal, that is affordable and clean energy production. Surya energy, solar energy. Now we are getting. Along with that, our livestocks are invariably being blamed by the Western world that they are the reason for the generation of greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gas emission is there, that is leading for the warmer climates and everything. And climate change is also being observed just because of it. Glacier melting is also a problem. When the glaciers are melting, many of the pathogens which are being stored in the glacier, freezing, one of the good preservation technique, preserving the microbes also in the glacier, that is being released in the water, coming in the circulation and lead for re-emerging or emerging zoonotic diseases. How this gases emission can be reduced is really concern. And manure can be collected, and collected manure can again be used for the production of cleaner and greener energy. Here I was referring one of the research paper, and I have found that the cow manure that can produce up to 216 liters of methane per kg of volatile substances in the organic matter. Biodegradability is 81%, methane content is 54 to 65%. Higher methane yield is observed, and faster hydrolysis is observed in cow manure. When we talk about the goat manure, typically the yield is less, biodegradability is less, but the methane content is higher. Low methane yield is there, slower hydrolysis is there, but not an issue. We can go for modification. One research paper has suggested that the goat manure, when it is being optimized for co-digestion, the co-digestion leads for the 490 liter of methane generation from only 1 kg of volatile substances. So this is how the research is also having good impact, and it is making the goat manure suitable for production of higher amount of biogas. Now, the eighth sustainable development goal, that is decent work and economic growth, promotion of sustained, inclusive, and sustainable economic growth, full and productive employment, and decent work for all. The industry that is related to goat value chains is already a sophisticated industry. Collection of milk, cheese making in foreign countries, especially in European countries, cheese making is invariably being done from the goat's milk. Processing of meat is also there. Hiding hide tanning, that is tannery industry, skin and hide, that is also being invariably obtained from goat. And this all will help in promotion of inclusive rural economic growth. So employment opportunity is very big in goat sector. Ninth SDG, that is industry, innovation and infrastructure. Just to build resilient infrastructure, we are going to promote inclusiveness and sustainable industrialization and foster innovation. Innovation is a key. We are overhyped with the cow products, especially the cow dung that is useful for making dhoop stick. Cow dung cake is also being manufactured. It is being sold in the market. This product list I have obtained from one of the Gosala list, and they are making this kind of product. Cow ghee, that is also being sold in the market. Distilled Gaumutra is also being utilized. Incense and dupstick are also being produced, and the cow urine as such is also being sold in the market. Because the cow is divine in the Hindu mythology, it is being sold like this. We are supposed to think about goat's product. I have searched on the internet and I have got some search result in shopping. Already, some of the skin healthcare product, especially soap, is available in the market, and the price we can see. It is already 2 to 3 times higher than that of the regular toilet soap which we are using right now. This encourage small scale agro industries like goat cheese soap. Goat cheese can be made. Soap from the goat milk can be produced. Innovation in goat breeding, nutrition, and health management contribute to productivity and efficiency. Here I have mentioned the recipe I have obtained from internet regarding the making of goat milk soap. Here, the total volume is around less than 350 ml. In that 350 ml, most of the volume that is being contributed by the goat milk. Then sodium hydroxide, olive oil and coconut oil for better lather. Palm oil is also good for, it is imparting the hardness and creamy texture. Castor oil that also improves lather. Essential oil that is imparting antimicrobial property, along with that the smell. And additives, flavors, all this can be added in this, and the soap is ready, available in the market. We can try. Even we can help other farmers to go for production of this kind of value added product. While referring the website of Central Institute on Research on Goat, I have observed some patents being made by the CIRG. The patents are in name of ICAR, and both the patents are being granted for the production of this green goat milk based natural herbal beauty soap. The first one is herbal beauty soap, and the second one, that is herbal antiseptic soap. Reducing inequality and within and among the countries. Goat support population in arid and semi-arid zones, areas by being accessible even to landless people. Sustainable cities and communities, making the cities and human settlement inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Urban and peri-urban area, mostly. The goat is found in urban and peri-urban area. Many people are going for innovation. Rooftop farming is also being observed nowadays. Backyard farming is common, contribute to localized food production, promotes resilience and reduce the dependence on long food supply chain. This is like ATM. It is being milked and the milk is available for the consumption after pasteurization. The local heating in the pen, it is ready for the consumption. Meat also, it is easily being slaughtered and it is easily being consumed because it does not require any sophistication in good dressing. Responsible consumption and production ensure sustainable consumption and production patterns. We know that the requirement of water and feed very high in large ruminant when we talk about production of milk or production of meat. The same is not the case with the small livestock. They are consuming lesser amount of feed, lesser amount of water, and giving a better throughput than that of the large ruminants. So consumption is less and production is higher. Goats are low impact animal. They eat diverse vegetation, reduces bush encroachment and utilizing the marginal lands, encourage circular farming system. So the soil manure that will add in soil fertility, it will going to give the better fodder, and when the fodder that is being consumed by the animal, it is going good quality of milk and meat. The production of goat products, that is either nearly organic, what we can say. Climate action, we are supposed to take urgent action just to combat any kind of climate change and the impacts being caused by the climate change, because it is a very serious issue nowadays. When we talk about the goats are very much climate resilient. It easily adapts with the heat, drought and rugged terrains. When we talk about the cattle or the large livestock, the low methane emission per unit of milk and meat compared to cattle. Goat is producing a lower methane emission, so it is environmentally more sustainable than that of cow, and help communities to adapt through climate variability through diversified income. Environmental impact of goat farming. Goat has lower carbon footprint, and the main emission source in goat farming, that is enteric fermentation. So it can, when we go for intensified farming, it can be addressed by incorporating many of the low methane emitting feed stuff. Tannins and saponin rich products can be incorporated in the feed, so we can easily address this enteric fermentation. So this is the pictorial representation of the previous slide. Most of the emission of methane, that is enteric emission, so it easy to address. Most of the emission, CO2 equivalent of global carbon emission, mostly it is being means done by the cattle, pigs, chicken, buffalo. Small ruminant list is very means it is producing very less amount of carbon equivalent emission. Here in the graph, you can see that goat's contribution is very less than 10%. Very sustainable option for the climate. Life below water. We have to conserve and sustainably use the ocean, seas, and marine resources for the sustainable development. Fish meal. Adding of fish meal is not so common practice in India, but in foreign country, the fish meal is invariably used for the production of milk. That is not the case with especially goat milk, but in cattle milk, they are invariably adding this fish meal. And when these particular manure of animals are being released in water bodies, it improves the level of nitrates and nitrites, leads for eutrophication, and this creates high biological oxygen demand. And when it is being increased, the marine life or the water life inside it, they are competing for the oxygen with the eutrophied green algae, and they are ending by sacrificing their life. Indirect contribution through less intensive feed needs, reducing the reliance on fish meal for the goat, and better land use can reduce runoff pollutants in the waterways. Milk, whether it is veg, non-veg, uh, that is not the real concern. But when the animal that is producing milk, whether it is being fed with the vegetarian sources or non-vegetarian sources, is a real concern. So the source of feed for the animal, that is veg in India and maybe non-veg in foreign countries. So it was related. So I have added this for the general knowledge of the people who are attending the workshop or today's webinar. Life on land, protect, restore, and promote sustainable use of terrestrial ecosystem, sustainably manage forest, combat desertification, and halt and reverse land degradation, and halt biodiversity loss. That is the case here. Whatsoever the shrubs they are going for intensive growth in the wild, being addressed by the goats' browsing behavior. Goats help in grazing, can improve the soil fertility and promote biodiversity. If they are grazing on land, their droopings, pelleted droopings, can be coming in the soil, organic matter, nitrogen, phosphorus, everything is replenished, and this how goats are helping in managing the life on the land. They are grazing the overgrowing plants and giving the manure, that is providing the nutrients to the soil and helps to grow the new grass and new vegetations. Peace, justice, and strong institution, just for the knowledge purpose, and strengthen the means of implementation and revitalization of the global partnership for the sustainable development goal. We are having many of the institutes who are working for the betterment of goat. The apex one, that is ICAR's CIRG Mathura. What can be done here? Good development project often involve public-private partnership. NGOs can take part in this. Research institutions also can come here, and the farmers' cooperatives can be taken up. But in goats, I think it is in a very primitive stage or it is absent. Knowledge sharing and technology transfer enhance international cooperation. So this is how we are dealing with 4P today by this webinar. That is for the peace and prosperity of the people. Without peace and prosperity of the people and planet, that is Earth, we are supposed not to hamper anything to the planet, and we are supposed not to do anything that is costing the health of the planet by these sustainable development goals.